Welcome in, I'm Stacy, and today, Compliments of Pantasy, we are checking out their Western Mine, set number 85025. This intricate set contains approximately 3,000 pieces, and it is a GBC, or Great Ball Contraption. A GBC is a large-scale ball transport system, and in this, we get to see the gold balls racing throughout the mine in the spirit of the gold rush era. As a result, this set has a technic element that makes the mine function work. Just the look of this set is intimidating, and Pantasy themselves list the difficulty level as legendary. And although there were parts that were challenging, it isn't anything this old gal couldn't handle. And maybe now I can call myself a legend. This set has 3 minifigures included that keep the mine operational. There are only a handful of printed elements with this set, and really, it didn't need them. The magic in the Western Mine is in the functionality. Now let's see if the Pantasy Mine is fool's gold or a gold rush. So this set is mostly on a 32 by 32 base plate. However, we do have an extension here that has our workers' bunkhouse. I really like the roof on that, kind of like a tiki look. And we've got a printed sign. That brings us over to our main mine shaft. We've got our gold balls there. They will go up the conveyor belt, up the mountain. Look at those conveyor belt pieces and those studs. Then we come up here to the control station. We actually do have a crane here, and there's a gold ball in the crate. Then we come over to the water tower with a printed piece, Grand Western Mine, and that is in behind our tool shed. So the roof does open on this, so we can take a peek inside. We've got a fireplace, some tools on the back wall, cute little build, and I liked having a building actually with this. We've got our beautiful Pantasy Mining Co. sign, and that's above our main entrance to our mine. And we've got a little cart there on rails. There is a lot of rock facing building in this set, which is really fun, but there is a lot of little pieces in there. I like that they used a couple of different colors with the gray, and we've got these little pieces here that we saw on the Summit Cabin, but they were actually icicles on that set. Brings us up to these pillars and stilts underneath the tool house, and then we have the piping there for the back of the water tower. Really, really large platform that it's all on there, and attaching it to the stilts, very interesting for sure. We have more rock facing here in the back. I do like that we have this open tunnel here as well, and this is where we have our power point. So we have a button right there for the on-off switch that will run the motor that is built on the inside. We come up here, we've got some scaffolding, and we've got the runner here where our marble's going to go through. Really good use of these just rubber pieces that the marbles actually do run on. It's pretty cool. And then we have the back of the control tower, and we can actually see the back of the conveyor belt here as well. There really is a ton to look at from this angle. We get a much better look of the bunker and the roof and the conveyor belt from the side. We've got this peak up here where we have some cactus plants, cute little belts, the pink flowers for colors. You can see more of the Technic in the middle of the set here, below the tool shed. And there's the tool shed from the front. We've got a light outside, and we've got a little bullhead on the above the front entrance there. So before we get into the really fun stuff, now that we've taken a look at the entire set, I just want to show you or talk about a few specific things. So this bunker is very cute. However, the roof is not locked on. It just sits on these posts, so it can get knocked off. And this whole piece is actually only on by 2 studs right here and then in the back. And it is kind of awkward that this is such a nice square base plate. So I may end up taking that off just for, for display purposes. It's a cute build though. This wall was an amazing build. So many tiny pieces, and it actually, you build it as a straight wall and then you can bend it and shape it to this shape, which is really, really interesting. We've got our cart for our mine opening entrance here, and I actually added this on the end because there's nothing stopping the cart from rolling out. It's not attached to anything at all, so it can just slide right off. So that was kind of interesting as well. And there are a couple of these little cactuses all around it just to add to the look of the set, but they're easily knocked over as well. Come around to the back. And I just want to take a closer look here. We've got our USB-C, so this is how our battery bank goes into the power block there to power it up. And then this crane, it moves around, but it really doesn't do much else. So it's kind of loose looking. It doesn't fall off, but it really doesn't serve too much of a purpose except for a display. So we've got 6 of these really cute gold balls that come with the set that we can feed right through. So I'm going to turn on the battery bank and then turn on the set. You can see the conveyor belt going up. So we'll just drop a ball in there. It scoops it right up, catches it, throws it out the back gently. Isn't that cool? So just do one here and there at a time. Now I have found the instructions are very specific with the positioning of the scaffolding, but I have found that if you add too many at a time, you might get one that jumps out. When it comes down, it hits this little bucket like a weight and knocks it down into the shaft. And I'll give you a good look from the side at how it comes through the back and then goes on those rails, which is really cool because it really is just those plastic tubes. It's pretty awesome. There's a jumper. I don't know who comes up with this, but it's pretty amazing. And look at how great the motor is running all that time. So you can come right out of the top. There's another. And from this side, we get a better view of the conveyor belt and how those studs hold on to the balls. We've got the Technic underneath the tool shed. And then when they come down, they hit that weight in the main mine shaft. Could play with this all day. Chances are good that when you first build this set, you'll experience runaway balls. This set has numerous adjustment points to help you tweak and dial things in to minimize the risk of those runaway balls. Be patient, take your time, and remember, moving one can change how the ball reacts on another. So let's go through some of those adjustment points now. We've got this run here that actually you can adjust both sides of it, up and down, in and out kind of thing. Then we have this part. Same, you can adjust both sides. This next part, you can adjust this side as well. It swivels in and out, kind of right to left. Then we have the barrel, which we have this mechanism here, which can move the barrel up or down. And so that's where the ball comes down and it should hit the barrel. Then we come around to the back. And on this point, this piece here goes up and down. And then this piece here also goes up and down. And as a matter of fact, if this is down too far, the conveyor belt will actually not run. So runaway balls aren't the biggest problem. It's where the balls go that are is the problem. Underneath, there's gaps under this mountain, underneath this set here. So the balls, if they fall off, they can actually get stuck under there. My suggestion would be that Pantasy should have put a couple of bricks in front of those holes so that we didn't have that problem. So maybe when you're building, you might want to do that. It is a sturdy set though, so at least you can get them out. It just takes work. So they get stuck under the conveyor belt under here. So in order to get them out, I have to remove this power switch and tip the set backwards, and hopefully they roll out of the back towards me. We have 3 minifigs with this set. The first one is our owner. He's got a bandana on, his open jacket, his orange pants, and of course he has a bottom, and he can sit if we wanted to change position. Then we have our mine worker. I love this guy. He's got on dusty overalls and gloves, scruffy face. He actually has an extra piece that goes on his hat that looks like a light for working in the mine. And then we have a sheriff, which I thought is kind of odd. Not really sure how the sheriff fits into the scene. Guess it's kind of Western, so they threw him in. The backs of the minifigs, I really enjoy that there's details imprinting on the back of the bottoms as well, on both of them, the sitting and the standing. Where we've got a vest on the sheriff with some stitching on the back. Then over to the mine worker. I love his overalls and how he has the strap off of one shoulder and details on his pants. Then we have our owner. The pockets are drawn onto the pants, and you'd see the back of his bandana. I brought in the Pantasy Summit Cabin on the left and the Pantasy Craft Brewery on the right to give you an idea of the size of this set. At 12.6 by 15.7 and 18.3 inches tall, it's a good size set. With a legendary rating on Pantasy's build difficulty scale, I expected challenging. However, it wasn't hard. The technique went smoothly. Placing the tool shed in the control station on the stilts took focus. But the challenge came with tweaking the adjustment points to minimize runaway balls. My first GBC, I actually didn't even know such a thing existed. It's pretty amazing, and it works. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe on your way out, and until next time, keep clicking those bricks.